Hey everybody, it's Mark Yegi. Welcome to another weekly market pulse. This is probably a week that you don't want to be in the markets, unless you're maybe on utilities or something, but it's a red market. So we were red last week, but what you don't realize probably is that we went yellow for just a little period of time and we're back to red. So there's a lot of selling going on, especially after the jobs report this morning. Blah, blah, blah. There's always a reason. Let's kind of go through the numbers and see what you think. So let's take a quick look here. First of all, the market is red. So you see I got 4 red lights on the screen. This is definitely a downtrending market. I mean, it's not a crashing market, but it's a downtrending market, which means that you're a salmon if you're trying to buy stuff here and trying to pick the bottom. Like we could have tried to pick the bottom here, or last week we could have picked it here when things were spiking up, but you know what? We would have been wrong. And so I don't try to be Nostradamus in this. I use my market timing system and it works most of the time. And I'm very proud to use it. And it got me out into mostly cash a couple of weeks ago. And I still have a couple of small positions. And I also have some positions that hedge me to the downside as well. So when I say go to cash, I don't mean completely to cash. I just mean that I'm not fully invested. And that's the way I like to do it now, is I don't want to be fully invested when things are going down because I want to keep my powder dry for when things start to go back up. And then I sell calls most of the time anyway. And there are some stocks like MicroStrategy where I keep a long-term view and I just keep selling calls every single week, regardless of what the market is doing, because it's according to my plan. All right, so that's a lot of stuff. But you can look at these chart, right? I mean, this is like almost 3 weeks of straight down. And now it's below the 200-day moving average on the NASDAQ. That's not so good, okay? S&P 500, same thing, below the 200-day moving average. And that's not good, right? Not a lot of good things happen below the 50. And certainly if it doesn't recover above the 200, we're in some serious trouble. The Dow Jones, not quite below the 200-day moving average, but certainly now living below the 50, not good. The New York Stock Exchange, same thing, living below the 50 a little bit. It's set up a tent, not a house. So it's not completely living below the 50, but it's at risk. And I think it might go to this 200-day moving average if we keep getting more selling. So that's not good either. The volatility, the panic index, you can see it's now spiking up, consistently going up, which means more people are pulling money out of the market, which means lower, or it certainly has meant lower. Dow Jones Transport, this is the index that I always point to when we have either ups or downs, because this tells us, hey, goods aren't moving around so much. They're not being transported around the country. And so therefore, the Dow Jones Industrial Average kind of mirrors that. That means that people aren't buying stuff if they're not getting it delivered. And so I do this little lightning bolt pattern. It's called an ABCD structure. And it's the A leg is here. The B leg is here. And then the C to D leg is down over here. Well, this would tell me that I've got, I think it's like 2,200 points to go. And so from this top, I've got to go to like 14,700. So to me, that's the risk. Now, I'm not trying to predict stuff. I try to use probabilities and chart patterns to kind of say where I think it's going to go. But I think it's going to go below this 15,000 on the Dow Jones transports anyway. We'll see. We'll see. Anything could happen tomorrow. It could bounce up. But right now, the trend is to the downside, so I'm respecting it. The banking index, I'm showing you the bank index because that's a consumer-driven index, right? If banks aren't loaning money, if banks are having trouble holding reserves, things like that, you're getting downs on the banks. So look at this, below the 50, then a gap down all the way down to the 200-day moving average. Hopefully it'll bounce here. I don't know, but that's telling me the consumer is weak. And so did the jobs report today, right? The housing index, that's telling me the consumer is weak. We got a death cross right in here where the 50 crosses down through the 200, and we are dropping, right? I mean, I don't know, it could stop tomorrow, but we're dropping. We're below the 50, we're below the 200. This is like no man's land. We don't want to be in here. This is not good, okay? Apple, look at Apple. It's actually not a bad chart for right now. The market's red and Apple's kind of hanging around the 50-day moving average. I'll take it, right? And the relative strength line is actually moving up. So Apple is showing some kind of chops in this market. NVIDIA is not, right? NVIDIA, did a gap down and tried to recover, filled the gap, and now it's below the 50 and below the 200. We got a death cross coming here. Like, I don't see a lot of good stuff happening in NVIDIA, and I've been telling you this for what, 3-4 months? Like, I just don't see Now, NVIDIA is now making a new base, but it's got to get rid of all the sellers before it makes the base, and it's still getting rid of sellers. You can see it. It's making lower lows, at least compared to their old swing points. So be careful if you're in NVIDIA. Don't just think, oh, they're in AI and they're the best AI company. Yeah, they are, but like you got to sit through a lot of pain. And I've been trying to tell people, look, it's in a late stage base, and there's not a lot of buying going on. There's more selling than buying. Tesla, same thing. Oh my God, Tesla. One of my biggest holdings for the last 4.5 years, I got out of most of my Tesla and went to cash. And I'm glad I did, because look at how many red bars there are in a row and on volume. Like, there's weakness in this company. And unfortunately, it's a great company, but it's a lousy stock right now until it isn't. So now it's below its 200-day moving average. Not a lot of good things are happening. And it looks like it's continuing to roll over. Be careful in Tesla. MicroStrategy looks to me like it's in a bottoming process. So you can see, I think it's going to just kind of vacillate between this 250 and 320 level until it gets rid of all these sellers. It gets back above the 50-day moving average. This is highly Bitcoin oriented, so it's tied to Bitcoin. And there's a lot of good Bitcoin news, but you don't see that in this chart, right? So is it tied to Bitcoin really? Everybody says it is, but they've been diluting this stock as they've been adding more Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin goes to 120,000 a coin, we're talking about a different profile or different personality change for the stock. But right now, we got a nice healthy bounce from last week off the 250-day moving average, 200-day moving average. And now it looks to me like it's heading to this 50. Now, it might bounce around in there until it could break above the 50. But right now, we're in this kind of consolidation period, it looks like to me. I think it's done bottoming. That's what the chart's kind of telling me, especially since we got this bounce above the 200. Coinbase is not so lucky, even though it's kind of in the same business. It's living below the 200, not so good, right? Amazon heading down. This is a lot of down, like 3.5, 4 weeks of down, and now it's below the 200-day moving average. So hopefully it'll be able to recover, and maybe it's just testing the 200, but it's starting to roll over a little bit too. That's a consumer-oriented thing. You got to watch out for that as well. Alphabet gap down, a month ago, and now we're below the 200-day moving average. All right, I think you get the concept here. I don't need to go through a bunch of other different stocks. The point is, be careful, right? There's a time to be heavily in the market, and there's a time to not be heavily in the market. And you're not going to be able to pick the bottom. And I'm not going to be able to pick the bottom. Nobody can pick the bottom. There's one guy that can pick the bottom, but he's probably not picking. He just bought it at the right time and he got lucky. There's one guy. You're not going to be that one guy. There's one lottery winner, and it's not you, and it's not me. So don't even try to play the lottery. Don't try to catch the bottom 5% or the top 5%. Just try to catch that other 80, 90% in the middle. Okay. That's how you're going to make money in the market. But you got to respect the red, because these markets can go down and stay down for a long time. This has been a red market now for going on a couple of weeks. Yeah, we had a little bit of yellow in there. But anyway, I'm just trying to warn you to be careful. Keep your powder dry. There's always a green market coming. Sometimes it may be a month away. Sometimes it may start, in a couple of days. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you next week on the Weekly Market Pulse. Take care.